All right, good morning, guys. We are going to cover the first lesson of Unit 4. Going to start exploring area and multiplying this unit. The first lesson is on mystery grid puzzles. Basically, these are mini Sudokus for those of you that have done or seen those puzzles. The only difference is you do not have to worry about the diagonal. So it says in a Latin square, every row and column contains each of the elements in the title of the puzzle. So this first one is called a 1, 2, 3 Latin puzzle. That means every row and every column needs to have a 1, 2, or 3 in it. Like this top row has a 1, 2, or 3. This one has a 3 and 2. So of course what is missing is a 1. And then these are the elements that would go in here. So they're all going to be a 1, 2, or 3. So here I have a 2 and a 1. Obviously that means I'm missing a 3. And then here I have a 2 and a 1. That means I'm missing a 3. And that leaves a 2 in the bottom. So now there's a 1, 2, and 3 going left and right. And there's a 1, 2, and 3 going up and down. And that's our goal. Okay, next one, same thing. Except our numbers are a 4, 5, and 6. So again, if you look at, let's just start at the top. 4 and 5 are already up there. That means I'm missing a 6. Over here you have a 4 and a 6. Or sorry, a 5 and a 6. That means I'm missing a 4. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, 4. And again, every row and column would have those. Next one. 5, 7, and 9. So here I have a 5 and 9, so that's where I'll start because I know this would have to be a 7. Here I have a 9 and 7. That means I'm missing a 5. This way is a 9. This way would be a 7. This would be a 5. 5, 7, 9 written all over. All right, next one. It just tells us A, B, and C. So this is the only one, or the first one that we've had where we've only had a couple of letters in this case. We don't have a majority of these filled out. So I'm just going to make a little note, that this is an A. That means this could be a B or C. This could be a B or C. I like to make little notes there of what's possible. But you'll notice that this cannot be B because there's already a B here. So that means this has to be a C, which means this has to be a B because A, B, C has to go up and down. Okay, so maybe my notes weren't even needed there. So now I have a C, B. This would have to be A, N, I guess, A, and A. This is an A missing. A, B, C, A, B, C. Perfect. All right. Next one, we have a star, triangle, and circle. When I saw this problem, I was like, look, they even tell you how to draw a star. It's not needed. You can just draw a regular star. It doesn't have to be a fancy star like that. Excuse me. All right, so we have a circle and a star. So I know there can't be a circle up here. And I know there can't be a circle here, so one of these, again, I like to make little notes, would have to be a star. Triangle at this point could be all over. As far as a star goes, star could be here. Can't be here. Star could be here. Star cannot be here, here, or here because of this way and this way, or here. So we have 3 places to start with a star. And then triangles, of course, at this point can be all over. So I say we just try one and see where it goes. I'll just start with a star here and see if it works. So I'm going to put a star there, which means a triangle would have to go here. So now a star can no longer go here, so a star would have to be over here. That means this has to be a triangle. This would have to be a circle. Circle cannot go here because I already have one. Circle would have to go here. and triangle. Looks like that works. And some of these you're going to have more than one possibility, but again, to check it, you can only have a circle, triangle, and star going up and down and left and right. Next one, a little bigger one. This is a 1, 2, or 3, so it's a 4 by 4. So let's check numbers here. So looking at the 2. I know it cannot be a 2 here or a 2 here. So that means this has to be a 2 or this one. And in this row would be a 2 or 2 going that way. Okay, 3. 3 cannot go here. 3 cannot go here. So that means this one could be a 3, or this one could be a 3. Again, just making some notes here. Actually, I need a 3 on each row, so that's has to be where the 3s go. Because there can't be a 3 here or here because of this one. Can't be a 3 here or here because of these. So yeah, this has to be a 3. This has to be a 3. Again, I'd just like to make little notes there. So if this is a 3, that means this has to be a 1. Looking at this one, I have a 1, 2, or 3. This has to be a 4. These could still be 2 or 2. Let's check the 1s. They also both could be 1s at this point. So we'll put a little note there. This could still be a 2 or a 2 there. Yes. All right. How about this one? Let's look at the 4 of the top row. I know that the 4 cannot go here because of this one. So this would have to be a 4. That means this has to be a 2. That leaves a 1 there. 2, 1, 2. Just filling in the missing ones there. All right, so let's see. Why don't you just pick one here of the last 6 to try? You can kind of see they are all the same. Just pick one of the last 6. Don't have to do another 4 by 4. So why don't you pick 8, 9, 10, or 12? And just try those. And I will fill these in as I go, but I want you to try them while I'm filling them in. So I'm going to fill in the first 4 by 4 since I did not have you do those. And then I'm going to have you do 8, 9, 10, and 12. Do one of them, and then check it here at the end. You can always hit pause and fill them all in here when you're done. So again, I'm going to do these 2 first, but I want you to pick one of these. So go ahead and try that now. All right, so those are all filled in for you. So again, you can go ahead and hit pause and get them all in your books if you would like. And hopefully the one that you did just fine on. All right, we're moving on to the next page. All right, directions say expert problem solvers look for easy places to start so they can solve problems without doing unnecessary work. Keep track of what you know and plan your next move strategically. using discoveries you have already made. This kind of thinking is good for problem solving. It says, just like the Latin squares, you may write only the numbers that appear in the puzzle's names. Also like a Latin square, each row and column must contain all the number with no repeats. Each cage, which is a space with a heavy border, contains a target number. Okay, and often an operation. The numbers you write in a cage must make the target number using operation. For example, 20 dot means it's going to equal 20 using multiplication. So do you see this cage right here, this dark area around here? That means these two numbers are also going to multiply together to give you 20. If you see 7 plus, like here, that means they're going to add up to 7. In a mystery grid 3, 4, 5 puzzle, a cage like this must use the 3 and the 5. No other two numbers will work. So if you're going to only use 3, 4, 5, I know that they are going to get to 2 by subtracting. So if they're going to get to 2 by subtracting, they have to be 5 and 3, or 3 and 5. It says, until you're unsure which order is correct, write only what you know for sure. So it can be 3, 5 or 5, 3. It doesn't matter. You would think it would have to be 5, 3, but apparently the order doesn't matter when you subtract. It just means they are 2 apart. So it's saying I know that the 3 and the 5 go in there. I just don't know the order. So if you look at the first one, they have a 3 and 5 there because they differ by 2. Okay. Now, where to start? So I know these two are going to add up to 7. I do not know if it's 3, 4 or 4, 3. So I'm just going to write both of them in there. This is an easy one to start on because it says it's just 4. All right, so I'm going to write 4 in there. 20 and by multiplying, so that's 4 and 5. All right, so because I already have a 4 here, I know that this cannot be 4 and this cannot be 4. So that means in my 4 and 5 here, it can't be 4, 5, it has to be 5, 4. Same thing with this one. This cannot be a 4, so it would have to be 3 and 4. They would still add up to 7. So here I have 3, 4, 5. That means this has to be 3. Notice how they add up to 8 there. 3, 4, 5, and 3. So I still have my 3, 4, 5s going everywhere. Now it's just one extra step to make sure I got them all. Differ by 2 by subtracting, multiply together to give you 20, add up to 8, and so on. All right, let's try another one of them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. So this one, I get 2 by dividing, so that has to be 1 and 2. I do not know the order. This one has to be 2 apart by subtracting, so over here is going to be a 3 and a 1. These 3 multiply together to give you 12, so I'm not sure on that one yet. And this one has to be 3 and 1. So let's think about ways to multiply together to give you 12. Multiply together to give you 12. 3 times 2 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9 times 2 is too much. How about 2 times 2 is 4 times 3. So these have to be 2, 2, 3 here. These 3. All right, so let's see here. So looking across, this is going to be a 3 or 1. This is going to be a 3 or 1. That means this has to be a 2. That's the only way to get a 2 in the middle there. So if that's a 2, here's 2 and 1, so that means a 1 has to go here. That means this has to be 3. 1, 2, 3, which means that has to be a 1. 1, 2, 3, which means that has to be a 1 and 2. You can see once you get the ball rolling here, it goes pretty quick. It goes pretty quick. Let's try number 15. Okay, they multiply to give you 30 here. Let's see, 2 times 3 times 5, so that means there's a 2, 3, and 5 in there. That's all I know. multiply together to give you 45. That would be 9 times 5, so 335 in here. And multiply together to give you 20. 522 in here. All right. So just trying to think of where to start. So there's going to be a 2 here, and there's going to be a 2 in here. Since I don't see any 2s other way up here, you know, it's going to be a 3, 3, or 5 here. 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, or 5, 3, 3, or 5. That means this one has to be a 2. So there has to be a 2 on this row, and it can't be here, and it can't be here. Because I said this has to be a 3 or 5. This is going to be a 3 or 5. So there has to be 1, 2 here, and there has to be 1, 2 here. That means this has to be a 5. 2 times 2 and 5 is 20. That means the top has to be a 3. This has to be a 5, and now I'm just filling in the missing blanks. Again, once you get the ball rolling, and there's always a way to start, it should go fairly easy, hopefully, for you there, once you figure out where to start. Let's try one more on the bottom here. Let's try the bigger numbers once. Number 18. So they add up to 23. 8 plus 7 is 15, and another 8, so this is 8, 7, 8 in here. 42, so this is going to be a 6 or 7. 48, that would be 8 and 6. And adding up to 13, that would be a 6 and a 7. So again, trying to think of where to start. 8, 7, 8. 6 and 7, 6 and 7. Gonna be a 6 here, gonna be a 6 here. All right, well, since there's 2 8s here, I'm gonna start in the middle, and I'm gonna put the 8s on the outsides. So there's an 8 here, there's an 8 here. That means this has to be an 8. So that looks good so far. It means there has to be a 7 here. 8, 7, 8. So that one is done. 8 and 6 in this box. 7, 8, 6. That looks good. That one's done. 6, 8, 7. That means this has to be 6. 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. Looks good. All right, so again, just starting, and then at the end, you can always just check, see if you made a mistake. If you do, it's important to use a pencil, obviously, as you get rolling here. If you make a mistake, you can just erase it and then, you know, try a new number. This does say you should never just guess. It should help you figure out where to start. But sometimes you just can't see it, and you might have to guess by starting with the number. But you will tell when you are finished if that will work or not, because again, you have a 6, 7, and 8 all over. All right, next one. Let's try one of these. Let's just try the first one, mystery grid, number 1. They're all going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So multiply to give me 8 is going to be 2 and 4. Add up to give me 4 would be 1 and 3. Subtracting and give me 3, that's going to be 1 and 4. Add up to give me 5, that's going to be a 2 and a 3. Add up to give me 3 would be 2 and a 1. Add up to give me 7, 3 and a 4. Multiply to give me 6. And multiply to give me 4. So again, those are all the possibilities. Just taking a peek of all the possibilities here and where I should start. So I know there's going to be a 1 in here, right? One of these has to be a 1. So there cannot be a 1 here. So that means in this box, this has to be a 1, and that has to be a 4. So continuing with the 1s, can't be 1 here, can't be 1 here. So this one would have to be a 1. means there's only a 2 left here. And then this one would have to be a 1 and a 4 down there. So the ones are all done. Now hopefully that gives me a good start to keep rolling here. So I got 1, 2, 4. So this is a 3. This is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks good. So this has to be a 2. Then the other option is a 3 here in this box. Let's see, one of these is going to be a 3, so this has to be a 3 up here. And that is a 2. Cannot be a 1 here because of this guy, so this has to be a 3 and a 1, and then just filling it in. And that would be your 4x4 there. Okay, so I think that's enough practice of those. Let's go to 23, again a review here. 56, that means both of these are 28. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 28 divided by 4 is 7. So these are all 7. All right, now this side's got to add up to 28. So we could just trial and error here. So let's say, for example, this is 3. That's a total of 12. 28 minus 12 is 16, so these could both be 8. Nope, that doesn't work because these have to be balanced as well. Right now this is 9 and this is 16, so that does not balance. So that means this has to be higher. So let's try 4. 4, 8, 12, 16. So 28 minus 16 is 12. That means these both would have to be 6. Now let's check that one. 4, 4, and 4 is 12. 6 and 6 is 12. Perfect. That one balances now. So again, just trial and error that. Stars are 4. Butterflies are 6. All right, so let's take a look at our homework assignment. It's page 6. There are 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 of those. So there's 11 of them. I don't know, having a hard time deciding if we should have you do all 11 or not. You know what, I'm good with 10, so we're going to eliminate one. These mystery ones seems to be a little more difficult. You got a couple of them here that are 1, 2, and 3. Now let's eliminate I. Okay, let's eliminate I. Maybe I'll give you a chance to do it as a bonus question. So if you want to do I, go ahead. I'll give you an extra couple points if you get that one accomplished. Remember, these are just the first ones we did. You don't have to worry about any hints there or anything. But remember here, so these are going to multiply together to give you 9 on G. So the only way to get 9 out of these 3 numbers would be 3, 3, and 1. So those 3 boxes are going to be 3, 3, and 1. Add up the 6. That's going to be a 1, 2, or 3. And multiply to give you 4. So those are going to be 2, 2, and 1 inside those boxes. So again, those are your hints. You're going to have a 1 here, a 1 in here, and a 1 in here. Okay, and you know these can't be both 3, and you know these both can't be a 3. So that means your 3s are going to go in opposite rows and columns, so that has to be a 1. So there's a good start for you on letter G. So there's your homework. Finish page 6. Again, this one is a bonus, but you should get a good start on that today.